I'm Chris Williams from Cyclone Fanatic and a proud Iowa State graduate from the class of 2007. No one shows up like Iowa State fans. And Cyclones support Cyclones on and off the field. Your gift can provide scholarships to students, fund groundbreaking research. We can even drum up opportunities for the marching band. Visit MoveWhatMatters.com to learn how you can make an impact today.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Cyclone Fanatic pregame show. I'm your host tonight, Leah Nelson. I'm going to be joined in the studio with Rob Gray and Connor Ferguson to talk about your number 8 Iowa State men's basketball team taking on Colorado tonight at 7 p.m. It'll be an exciting game and I'm pumped to talk about it. But before we get started, as always, let's thank our sponsor, starting off with our title sponsor, Channel Seed. They are the title sponsor for both the men's and women's shows, so we are super excited to have them on board. Great people, great Iowa State fans. We love Channel Seed. And then we have our friends over at Keen Project Solutions. They're celebrating 10 years of innovation, serving ag, industrial, and commercial customers with pride. Be a part of a team that values your dedication and turns your expertise into impactful solutions. So make sure you visit thinkdifferentthinkKeen.com to apply today. And then we've got our friends over at Raymond James. Thanks to our friends, Raymond James Financial Advisors, Clay and Chase Natuzel. They're a family of lifelong Cyclone fans assisting clients with all their financial needs for over 32 years. With offices in Carroll, Ames, and Ankeny, you can connect with Clay and Chase Natuzel at raymondjames.com/Natuzel. So thank you to Channel Seed, Keen Project Solutions, and Raymond James Financial Advisors. Woohoo! All right, Rob, Connor, thank you for joining us. All right, we've got Iowa State taking on Colorado. Obviously, this is their third time playing each other, and we've talked about this a little bit on the women's side. It's hard to beat a team twice. It's even harder to beat them 3 times. But what are your thoughts? You could say, oh, we've got this in the bag. It's going to be tough. But what are your initial thoughts? Rob, we'll start with you.
It's not going to be hard to beat this Colorado team.
That's what I like to hear.
18.5-point favorites for a reason. I don't know if they'll cover that, but I mean, Colorado's interesting because of their 13 Big 12 losses, 10 of them have been 13 points or less, which will tell you they've been kind of in games.
Right.
It's a little bit reminiscent of Iowa State's nightmare season before TJ came on. Now, they won a game now, obviously, now beat UCF after the 13 losses, unlike that team, but that team was in over half of the games, just could never, ever, ever win. Colorado doesn't do anything particularly well. They're pretty good defensively. They have some guys who shoot the 3 well, but they're not the ones taking the 3s. Most of them, Hammond takes them and he shoots pretty well. But just a team that Iowa State should beat by double digits. No questions asked, no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, I was going to do my hypocrite stance on it because I do love the line. It's hard to beat a team 3 times. It really is when they're just as good as you, but These guys are not. What does make this game different, they just tasted victory for the first time in their last game against UCF. I think that motivations can be an all-time high. They remembered what winning is, Rob.
Yeah.
You're going to get Colorado's best shot tonight.
Well, you get everyone's, right?
That's right.
Every team coming in lately to Hilton has been either on a winning streak or ended a 13-game losing streak. So we'll see. Again, they've got some dudes. Hammond's really good. They got a son of a former Cyclone, Sebastian Ranchek. So, they come to play. They can make it tough as they have in a number of those games, as I alluded to. But I think Iowa State can overwhelm them with the bigs, and also, they're going to get a lot of open looks on the perimeter, and that's a recipe for a tough night for the Buffaloes, I think.
You chatted a little bit about Hammond. He was Colorado's leading scorer the first 2 times Iowa State played them. What can Iowa State do to keep him in check tonight?
Yeah, that's a big thing about tonight. And looking at the last time these two teams played, that road game was a lot different than what the scoreboard indicated, if I'm remembering it right. It was very much a grinded out game. Iowa State was not in the lead for all 40 minutes. I know that for a fact. I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
But you have to come out of this game and come out of the gates high energy. You know, you have to be ready to play. We're in the dog days of winter. We're on the coldest day of the year here. It's definitely easy to come out sluggish against a team we've already beaten 2 times. So Iowa State's got to be there and be alert, and, you know, the opposite of what they were against Kansas State, and just be on top of things, be ready to go.
That's a great point, Connor. When you beat a team twice already, and on paper you're supposed to, you know, you're a huge favorite, it is easy to come out sluggish. Are there a couple key points that Iowa State really needs to hone in on to be able to, you know, win comfortably tonight?
Well, I think their recipe has been get it to the bigs early and let them go to work, establish that toughness, that edge right away. I think they'll probably try to do that tonight as well. You know, Colorado had, like, Hammond is good enough, and he shoots at 90% from the free throw line too. Doesn't get there a ton, but he could carry them a little bit. But I think they've got enough length to take him away and just make it hard for them to score. I mean, I think once you get the bigs going, once you get Joshua Jefferson going, once you get Deshaun Jackson going, you know, it opens it up for everybody. I see a Milan 3 somewhere in there. I just feel like they could come out and really put a big run on them right away. And I'm not like some of recent games, not really let a team get back into it. Will that happen? Certainly can't say it will, but I certainly can't say it probably should.
I always have to ask this, especially because Connor mentioned how cold it is. Do you think there's going to be a good crowd tonight in Hilton?
It looked like there was some good amount of people in the parking lot, good cars. I got here later than I usually do, so that gives me a better idea of it. It's still really cold. I think it'll be a decent crowd, though, in terms of, like, game sold out, right? Officially on
officially
paper.
Always.
So it'll be a fine crowd. I'm sure the student section won't be full. It's not a dig at the students. It's just freaking cold on a Tuesday.
If there's a game you might decide to take off.
If there's a game I'm not coming to as a student, it's the game against the team they've beaten twice.
Yeah, and that's 1-13 in the league.
That's right.
Interesting side note on that game in Boulder. Colorado had a lead in the second half a couple times, and Iowa State put runs on them, and it was starting with the offensive glass, which I wrote about heading into the game. 20 offensive rebounds against Colorado in the last matchup. I think they only had 7 in the game. They beat them by 25 plus in Maui, but ebbs and flows and all that stuff. But I expect that to be big again too, because again, Iowa State's been as good on the offensive glass lately as we've seen in a long time.
I'm pumped. I'm excited. It's going to be a great game. I appreciate the both of you hopping on. You know, I think everyone likes when we get a little bit of Connor and Rob going on. So
next time we'll do just triple double talk.
Yeah.
No, I don't want you guys fighting. I'll get nervous.
Okay. All right.
We never fight. It's okay.
But I appreciate it, guys. I'm pumped to watch Iowa State men's basketball taking on Colorado tonight. Thanks again to our title sponsor, Channel Seed, Keen Project Solutions, and Raymond James. Make sure you guys tune back in for the post-game show right after the game. And thanks to Aiden for producing. Go Cyclones.